Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday with me, Ryan, aka Sifu Messiah. This is a weekly show which covers everything from the world of Star Citizen over the past week. Links can be found in the description for everything we discuss, so let's get on with it. So welcome back to Star Citizen Sunday. This is part 2. Today is only a short one as it covers the Star Marine update and the Retaliator Module Q&A. So with the release of the Retaliator modules, there came a Q&A post which covers all the questions that the community has, or at least a good chunk of them. The first one being, what happens to the old Retaliator? Does it stay as a torpedo-only ship, or will it be changed to a modular-based variant with torpedo bays? And they say that the existing Retaliators are now the equivalent of the base model, which you can pick up for about $150. Just they come as standard with the torpedo bays, but you can swap them out and buy different modules to be fitted as and when. So next question is, will ships have variants, or is the modular system in replace of variants? And they say that this will depend on the ship. Some will continue to have variants, while some will have the single base with modular portions. They say, as a rule of thumb, military ships will more likely have variants, whereas civilian ships will likely use modules. They did say they have no plan currently for Retaliator variants, however they are possible, as it's likely that the UEE has built additional Retaliator hulls over the past years. So moving on, how will the Retaliator be without any modules installed? Will there just be two hulls? And they say it would just have a large portion of the interior inaccessible, so it sounds like if you do not have any modules in, then access to that area will be denied, which is kind of a shame, but understandable. So next question is, will all ships have modules, and if not, which will? They said no, not all ships will have them, but it varies from ship to ship. Many of them will only have swappable components rather than modules, and they say they can't really give you a rundown today of each ship. But they can announce that the Endeavour platform is based around a similar system of modules to change its roles, which is some interesting news. So moving on, will these current modules fit in other ships of relative size? And they say that potentially they intend for them to be used in a larger interconnected system in the future. For example, Aegis might build other ships to use the same modules, while Anvil will need to produce their own. So it would be, I suppose, per manufacturer. So next question is, how is insurance handled on a per module basis? Will we always have to insure modules separate from the base vessel? And yes, module and ship insurance will be a separate thing. It's intended to keep the original torpedo bomber unique. So having one of the original Retaliators is the only way to get LTI on the bomb-related modules, which does make sense, and that's what was promised when you bought it in a concept sale. So if you did not buy that one, you would have to buy insurance for your modules as well as your ship. So does the internal modules change the exterior at all? And again, this will vary from ship to ship. The Endeavour will significantly alter, while the Retaliator will be quite negligible, but it all depends on the ship. So some will look completely different, others you won't even notice. Next question is, what situations can the dropship module be used in? It's a good question. And they say that this will tie into the gameplay they intend to introduce with Star Marine. They envision a future where it is necessary to deliver Marines into a hot LZ, or landing zone, or for boarding other ships. So that's pretty cool, and I cannot wait to get that gameplay involved. So the next question is, will we be able to install these modules with the release of Arena Commander 2.0, and if not, when? Now they explain that they'll most likely come online after the 2.0 launches, but they do not have a specific date or patch to announce yet. Next question is, will there be modules for every Star Citizen role available for every ship, or has it been decided that the Retaliator will not be used for such things like mining or the Cutlass for exploration, for example? And they say there will be limitations. Don't see every ship as being able to fill every role, so there isn't going to be a mining module, and there isn't one in development for the Retaliator, so you will need to buy specific ships for specific roles, but the more broad roles like bounty hunting or transport will probably fit with every ship that's available to a certain degree. It's just role specific, like mining will need to have particular size and layout for it to work, I expect, which is kind of cool. It saves you having one ship and thousands of modules. So the next question is, how will changing the modules work? Will there be a system in your hangar which automatically changes them, or do you have a crane for manual installation? And they say that it's done using a future version of the holotable, very similar to the current holotable, so I expect you log on, choose your module that you want, and then it'll just be automatically done. Bit of a shame, but to be honest, it's not a game breaking. So moving on, what are the benefits to living spaces? Is it just cosmetic, or are they actually functional? And they say it will allow you to use it as personal transport and will tie in with the sort of larger passenger system that we saw earlier on. It's intended to speak towards personal customization, so a place where you can sort of set up like your hangar and you can just chill out. So as way of function, not really in that sense, but I think it's going to be a cool place to live when you're not planetside. So second to last question is, will the modules be added to the Electronic Access Rental Equipment Credit Store once they are in Arena Commander? And they say yes, but where appropriate. So it's likely that there won't be a good reason to have a non-combat Retaliator immediately, because obviously Arena Commander is more focused around combat. But that will change as they begin prototyping other systems, so when they need to try it out for the persistent universe, we should be able to test them with them. So the final question is, will there be an option to reduce the amount of crew needed? For example, swapping out a turret for something else. They say yes, but this isn't relevant to modules. This is more turrets and guns can be replaced or removed using the old system of changing your weapon and loadouts without changing modules. So you can reduce the amount of crew needed, but it's nothing to do with modules or fitting new modules. Anyway, that was the Retaliator Q&A for the modules. Tell me your thoughts on it. So there was a Star Marine update. As usual, each week we get one just to show us where they are, what the blockers are, and what they have got achieved so far. This week they say it's mostly been administrative code cleanup and getting back into shape to make regular builds and playtests with developers. They said the UK has got one good playtest in this week, so they are focused on fixing the broken things they found there. Also, they have finished the big Gamescom merge in order to get the FPS, the PU, and Arena Commander back into the development stream. This actually caused quite a lot of hiccups because it was such a big merge that there was a lot going wrong. So, again, they are trying to fix some of those bugs as well. And also, they said that they're working on some key gameplay features, but nothing more was said about them. Next week, they say they are working on the upcoming release plans and changes, and they are wanting to make a new game mode to be released on the Gold Horizon map. They said expect more info on that next week as well, so that sounds quite exciting. So this week, gameplay-wise, they say fixes were main this week due to the merge, as I said. Many were very specific to weapons, like grenades not blowing up when you're killed while cooking them, and also things like magazines not reattaching after reload. It does sound like magazines seem to be the biggest issue at the moment. Other fixes include the weapon select bug and a prone movement which is breaking when aiming down sights, plus many others. They've also done some work on the cover tweaks and improved interactions with ammo crates. They have kicked off the slide to cover mechanic, which sounds interesting, and a good lot of focus on the P4AR, which is one of the assault rifles. They're currently doing some implementation, testing, and the tweaking of the fire select mode, and apparently it'll have single burst and automatic. So the blockers gameplay-wise, they say it's mainly network optimization, server stability, and general bug fixing, which is needed. And ladders, it says they're still tracking edge cases. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sure someone out there does, so please put it in the comments. So in the art department, they addressed the material changes to the P4AR and finished updates to the Devastator D12. They're starting to make changes to the sniper rifle based on feedback. There's an image of the latest version, which I should be showing up now. And also, Ilphonic is ramping down their work on the Gold Horizon for the FPS release. So I think they were really going to town, trying to make the Gold Horizon level look fantastic. But now they are slowing down with it because it's getting closer. Animation-wise, they started a magazine check animation for the reload mechanic, for a new reload mechanic. So it's like a tactical reload with one in the chamber versus emergency reload of an empty gun. I'm not really sure how that benefits or what, because obviously if you fire while reloading anyway, the likelihood is you will fire that round out and you will then have an empty gun. But anyway, what I would like to see is a magazine check more like you have on Rising Storm, which was the World War II game, where you would check to see how much is in your magazine at the time, because often I like to play without a HUD, so I don't want to keep swapping magazines like in Armour when you can run out of ammo quick, and also the sort of combining magazines to make one full again. So there's lots of stuff that I'd like, but whether or not it'll be implemented, I very much doubt it. But anyway, they've started a fix for vent interaction animations, which I assume is crawling through vents. They've started retargeting all the FPS animations from the old version 5 rig to the new version 7 rig. It is quite a big issue, and it will be when they make the complete wide switch from the old rig models to the new. They said it could cause some legacy assets and scenes to break, but currently they're all using different rigs for different modules, so it would be worth it in the long run for them all to get the one rig up and running in every module. So the animation blockers, it says those 3,000 plus animations mentioned last week that they needed to implement for the new rig have only just really started, although they say the retargets are largely finished, so they're going on to the new stuff now, so it shouldn't take too long. Anyway, that was the update for the Star Marine. Tell me your thoughts on it, tell me what you're happy about, what you're sad about. Okay, so on a final note, we have affiliated with Razer, as we feel they make excellent gaming products, and if you want to help our channel out, plus buy amazing hardware, use the link in our description, and we'll get a little kickback every time a product is bought. So yet again, we have come to the end of the show. I just want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers, and a massive thank you to all our patrons. You are truly helping our channel grow. If you are interested or able to help us out in way of a monthly donation from as little as $1 to any amount you deem fit, check out our Patreon page in the description. This really helps our channel to create more videos, better quality videos, and it allows us to get better hardware, better software, plus it allows us to spend more time on creating the videos. Don't forget to subscribe, comment if you have anything to say, show me the love by hitting the like button, and share it with all your friends and enemies. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in next week's show.